of India is trying for introducing GST, that is Goods and Services Tax. An attempt is being made for the last 7 years. Even when Mr. Pranab Mukherjee himself was the finance minister, he tried for it. Actually, he tried for two things, that GST and DTC. Anyway, this year, our Honorable Finance Minister has announced that GST would be introduced from 1st April 2016. As I mentioned earlier, since long the attempt is being made, Empowered Committee was formed earlier with Sri Ashim Dasgupta as chairman of the Empowered Committee. Then Mr. Modi, of the Deputy Chief Minister Bihar, was the chairman of the Empowered Committee, and thereby several rounds of talks and meetings happened. The main crux of the problem is that, as per Constitution, impositions of the VAT, presently what is called commercial taxes, Commissioner of Commercial Taxes Office, is a state subject, and imposition of tax on sales of goods is with the state government. So Government of India will have to amend the Constitution, and they will have to say that replacing GST, introducing GST, they will have to replace sales tax and central sales tax. Now progress is going on, several rounds of talks, and more or less consensus appeared. But the issue is that whenever we talk of any change or reforms, anything, the political parties put their problems in their own fashion or design. As we are now having 29 states and ruled by different parties, everyone with their interest starts bargaining. Anyway, Honorable Finance Minister have assured that if any loss incurred with the introduction of the GST, that would be compensated by Government of India. So the apprehension of making loss will not come into picture. But the question will come, the autonomy of the state will be freezed. There lies a political issue. And we hope the state governments will not be so much vociferous in this line. The GST which we are conceptualizing will be a dual one, because you see, it is a federal structure government, so center and states powers of government is shared by center and state. So there is subject, central subject, state subject, and others is called concurrent subject. In view of the above, we hope whatever might be the amount of tax, say 16% or around that, the total tax collection would be equally shared by the state and by the Government of India. The collection procedure, though, has not yet been finalized, hopefully also will be shared by both. Bigger one, that is high value amount, might be collected by Government of India, as that structure of tax collection of indirect tax especially is not spread all over the countries. But each and every state is maintaining a good commercial tax collection structure, and their people would be engaged in these issues. So it is a welcome step. We understand once it is introduced, it will no doubt simplify the procedure of tax collection, and the total amount so collected would gradually be enhanced. The business people, those who will be paying, they will feel it more easier to comply with the tax. You can well understand that indirect tax is not paid by the business houses. Those are shifted to the ultimate users. So the rate of taxation, whatever might be imposed by the government, it will not affect the business interest of the business people or manufacturers. But it might affect the people, even the poorer than the poorest section of the people in this regard. So the apprehension that if the rate is higher, the taxpayer, that is indirect taxpayer, that is the more the poorer, the more will be burden on them. However, in these steps, few items like say alcohol, petroleum, tobacco would be excluded. And those no state government are interested to share with the central government. And these are few items where they collect huge amount of taxes and the rate is also high, varying from 20 to 30%. So as a whole, we welcome GST. We hope the problems involved in it will be resolved through negotiations and discussion. And we also hope necessary amendment of the constitution could be done in the parliament, though present government is minority in the Rajya Sabha. Even then, GST is a bold step, a step towards modernization and reforms for government of India and all the states, and we welcome it.
And one more question is there, that whether the if GST comes, if GST is implemented, whether in the retail front, whether there would be increase in the sales.
As a concept of modernization, you can see bigger shopping malls and other arcades coming in various parts of the metros, and now it is spreading to the district level cities. Imposition of GST will help the government to collect taxes, as it is an organized sector from where collection or tax evasion, collection will be easy and tax evasion will not be there. In comparison to that, what we have been witnessing till such times in the localities, small shopkeepers and other, these are most unorganized sectors, and collection of GST or any tax from them is a difficult proposition that will continue to exist. One more special attention now need to be given, that is e-shopping. And we are hopeful that big companies, Philcraft and others, and those who are doing it, the collection of tax will be easier for the government, and it is a welcome step for the government of India.
Any drawbacks?
Drawbacks means there is some problem. The issue is dual power exercising. Suppose I have gone to a particular establishment and inspecting their total records and putting, say, some penalty or claiming this should be your exact amount of tax. Say this is being done from the state government. The central government might not agree to those. The reverse is also might be true. The dual power will be exercised. So in view of that, complete autonomy of collecting taxes, creating two separate blocks must be there, so that there are areas where a state will collect and center will not intervene, and there should be areas where central will collect and a state should not intervene. But the concept that in the event of dispute, officials of central government and state government will sit together and resolve this issue may not be workable.
So finally traders will face a certain amount of problem if GST is applicable.
They may come across, because you say I have made a raid to your establishment and claiming, say, your due is say 3 crores. I am sending a complaint, no, this is due is not 3 crores, 1 crores. And if central government is again intervening, saying, okay, 1 crore is correct, then there will be a tussle between the state and center. How to resolve it?